Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to today's drop day. My name is Taps. Thanks so much for hopping on this morning. It's 7:22 where I am. Sorry for being a little bit late, everyone, but had to get everything pulled up, ready to go, get dialed in. So today I'm going to be going through a number of things with you guys. How significant is this Daredevil drop today? We're going to be doing the drop together. We're going to go through our pre-rituals, getting everything going on. And we're going to also get into a little bit about Veve updates that we have. We're going to go through how many editions this is, the significance of Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which we'll be seeing probably more of him coming up in the probably next year or so, but we're going to get into a little bit more significance around that. Good morning, everyone who is here. Appreciate you guys. Jan, Pia, send this to Trip. Good morning, Veve fam. Good luck to all the OMIs. Happy New Year, Taps. Happy New Year, everyone. By the way, this is, I guess, my first live stream of the year. So welcome, hop in, hit that like button if you haven't yet. I just tweeted out on Twitter to let the Veve fam know that we're doing this drop live. I think this is a good comic to get and to hold, which was also shown by Comics and Crypto, who I recently had on the channel. They're my last stream of 2021. And they have listed this as a hodl. So we'll get into some of the more of that, but good morning, all. Let's get it. So we're gonna nail this drop. This is, I was pretty mad when I missed the Spider-Man, like the 1000 edition Spider-Man. So we're gonna get this one. Thank you so much, Lori. Let's get this 2022. Let's go. Collectibles have been crazy. The prices. Oh my gosh! If you hold season 1 Batman, everything's shooting up extremely. So we'll get into why and more of that, and we'll actually get into a little bit more context around some of the stuff that I've also posted about real-time utility on the on OMI and everything like that, and we'll get into it. Let's go. I'm not missing a drop this year. Same here, man. All right, let's see. Kareem, good morning. What's going on, man? Beer money only. Oh, I appreciate you, Maxwell. It's a little bit too. I've got coffee right now, but we're gonna get into this, and I appreciate the beer money, man. Always good to have a good beer after a long day. If you're now just joining us, hit that like button, guys. Very much appreciate it. Let's see thoughts about the Captain Carter. I mean, Captain Carter is a single character, single drop hold, in my opinion, because it's so easy to collect. And I think Marvel Mighties are being slept on quite a bit. How do you have Veve on desktop? So I connect my phone. So that's how I have it on desktop. So we're going to go through our pre-ritual kind of way of going through things. So how do I connect my phone? I have a AZ something. It's like AZ desktop mirror, something like that, app that I use. All right, so let's get off to a good start with the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and as you see, I have my screen on the computer, and I have my site time.gov. So this is how we get set up for success right off the bat. This is not one. I mean, it's a thank you so much, Random Hero. I appreciate you. You are my Random Hero. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you so much. Let's get this drop. So I always go through a pre-ritual to make sure that I'm set up for success with this drop. It's been effective for me so far. I usually seem to nail about every 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 on drops. So what my ritual is consistently, and it's up to you if you want to do it with me or not, but what I do is I go ahead and I open the screen. I see how it is in terms of the time compared to the clock, and it looks like it's pretty close, but just for the sake of resetting it, making sure everything's good to go, I usually hop in and out of the app about 2 or 3 times and just get it a little bit more dialed in. It's pretty close, but I'm gonna do it one more time. And yes, the Veve app should be like right around, like it's like half a second or a little bit around a second faster than time.gov, but that's what I've seen has been successful. So this is not a blind, well, it is a blind box drop, but you can see that the buy now button is apparent. So what you want to do is, people do rhythm gate, people do align gate. Align gate's been effective for me. So where you see this button right here, I align it with the cancel out button. So it's just too early, right? And I jam. So that way I'm good to go. So we've got 32 minutes left to go. And once that happens, we will be looking to get this drop. So thank you so much for the super chat, Lori. Buy your mom some flowers for raising an amazing young man. That's really nice. I actually buy my mom flowers. She lives in Michigan. I usually send her flowers every single year. So thank you. I will absolutely do so. Her birthday is in November, so she just got some, but maybe Mother's Day. Keep tapping taps. Thanks so much. Yeah, let's get this drop, everyone. All right, so let's get into a little bit about the significance. Let's get some Veve updates first. So for those of you just joining in, and I hope you like my Veve hat, I think this is awesome. I'll get into where I got it. But let's recap 2021 and celebrate the new year with a good old community update in Veve AMA. So this is the first AMA I think we've had in potentially probably about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So we'll have some updates on your favorite wins, app news, and more. So this tells me that we're probably I already know the first question is gonna be what's going on with MTL, right? Because it was mentioned that MTL is live. We're seeing it rolled out to an initial beta group, and then more groups were coming after that. So I haven't heard anything come about additional groups. So I'm sure the MTL side will be touched on. And I'm sure we'll get into some questions around like taxes, because I don't really know what we're going to be doing. We need some kind of, Excel spreadsheet or some kind of historical data, like upload, download to pull out of this. If, they were pretty not really responsive when I asked about this in AMA about a month and a half ago, but it's good to know, right? So that is coming on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Twitter Spaces. The other piece is, I thought this was pretty cool. So one thing that a lot of people have touched on is security, right? We've seen exchanges get hacked. We've seen other apps get hacked. I think, who was it? Was it Quid back in 2020? Another app or platform was hacked way back when, or it was like a data leak. And I think it was Quid. But I think security is very, very much underlooked. And we saw the Veve Discord got hacked and people lost money. People actually, what did they do? They like sent money to Noah, or they did like something where they believed a Veve coin or something like that. But someone hacked Noah's account and in Discord, and he posted something that was completely not, in my opinion, believable, but people believe it, right? People are new to Discord. They see him as a part of Veve's team. So if he puts something in the Discord, it has to be true. So as a result, they actually went through a verification on the Discord where you have to verify that you are who you are, that you are not a bot basically in the channel or just spamming and things like that. So I think them putting extra measures of security, not only in the Discord, but in the Veve app is very much needed, especially because we continue to grow. So the Discord itself, I think, just hit over 100,000, or it's close, 99. So it's 99,400 until the thing. So if you want to get verified, all you have to do is go to the verification link. Which, where was it? Maybe not pop up because I've already done it. Welcome, meet the announcements. We can go to announcements, and then if you see there is I saw it a minute ago. Anyways, I would just type in the Veve chat. You should be able to see it if you haven't verified yet. I'm already verified, so that's probably why I'm not seeing it. But if you can't see it, you don't know how to figure it out, just type into Veve chat and they'll help you out. All right, so that's another update. So let's get, and we have another incredible Hulk drop on Thursday. Now, this is Mr. Fix-It, the Hulk's Great Altered Ego. I've looked up this comic. It doesn't perform very well. I'm going for every drop no matter what, because what happens if I get a secret rare? What happens if I get an ultra rare? This one, the Incredible Hulk one, I collect one of every comic no matter what, besides the recent black suit Spider-Man, because they're still like $2,500. But this is one that I'm going to get a common and I'm going to go for it, but it isn't really exciting. But we'll get into today's comic drop, but let's see who's all in the chat. What's up? What's going on, Orestes? Tor Dallas, appreciate you. Luvium Discord just got hacked for only 3 minutes. Wow, 17 people affected. Dang, they're on top of it. Good job for them. Another tip, get your kids who are gamers to tap for you. Their fingers are far quicker. You know, I'm a gamer, but I mean, I just need to have some kids, right? I need to get the whole, I know people who get their whole family involved, and like people are like, oh, like people have so many accounts. Like, yeah, there's like whole households who have multiple devices between their entire family, and they all go for it simultaneously. Yet they all go back to the parents' accounts unless that those kids are like, you know, old enough to where they want to play with their Veve Collectibles, experience it. So, I mean, if you have younger kids, like they'll enjoy going for it. And you can always say like, oh, I'll buy you something if you know, like, and yeah, it is like, you know, kind of bribing them, but at the same time, I feel like bribing your kids in this day and age is needed for many things. But yeah, I think it's a full family event for many. Good morning. What's going on, Jata? And have you seen those apes? Apes are going way up. If someone has access to your phone, they may have access to your OMI if it's in the app. Good point. Security is a must. More people will invest in their money. That's true. So that's like I don't log out of my app very often unless so it doesn't reset. So yeah, if you lose your phone and someone locates Veve and they're like and they figure it out, you're kind of out of luck. So that's a good point. 1 for 100 on drops. Oof, sorry to hear that, bud. Needs to get that second. We're gonna W today. We're gonna get your W. Paul, let me know in the chat when you get the W, and we're gonna be going for this together. I bought a rare 252 on New Year's Eve while drunk and woke up and it was 6K. That's awesome. Congrats, man. That's sweet. What's up, Veve fam? Taps, what's your favorite stock? Ooh, what's my favorite stock? I think I'm torn between two. I'm a strong believer that Microsoft is consistently the safest stock. And I have Apple, I have Facebook, but Microsoft has always been a very, very safe stock. But my favorite performing stock I've ever got was I actually bought into Novavax, NVAX, which is still an up and coming vaccine company that's been working and building. They were going kind of toe and toe with Moderna, but Moderna beat them out in US, but they do have several vaccines that are secured for different countries. And I bought into it at, I think, $12 a share, and it shot as high as $300 a share earlier this year. I still have some at, I think, it's around 144 a share still. So I crushed on that stock because I bought it right when everything fell in, I think it was March, April of 2020. All right, so let's continue on with some of the Daredevil stuff. I'll get to the rest of the questions. Hey, Taps, been a while since I joined, and welcome to the drop. We're gonna be doing this, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good time during the holidays. I actually got sick, and so it was kind of rough, but back into it now, and I'm feeling obviously much better. But let's get into this drop. So there are 30,000 of the Daredevil 131. The rare and the ultra rare are actually comic cover exclusives directly from Veve. So this is always really cool to see. And actually in my thumbnail, you notice that this is the exact version that I put on my thumbnail because I wanted to highlight what Veve, the version of Bullseye. So this is the first appearance of Bullseye on a comic, and Bullseye is the #1 villain in Daredevil. He is the arch nemesis of Daredevil. And, I think what's his name? Big Boss, or I can't remember his name, or Kingpin. Sorry, Kingpin is also a huge villain, but he is hired multiple times, Bullseye, and Bullseye is an expert marksman. He can turn anything into a projectile. He is very, very, he's a fighter by nature, and the guy just doesn't die. I mean, he just continues on. He's fought other villains, but he is dead set on killing Daredevil. So he's fought Spider-Man and multiple other villains, but he is a Daredevil supervillain. Now, there are 30,000. There are 5 variants. This is done in blind box fashion, but the drop itself is not done in blind box fashion. And there are 600 secret rare, 1,050 ultra rare, 2,350 rare, 5,000 uncommon, and 2,100 common. Now, I want to nail this one because this is one that I would love to hold the ultra rare version of. I love this cover. I think it's one of the better ones. Now, when it comes down to, is this a hodl or a sell? I always watch Comic and Crypto's podcast. If you saw, I recently had them on my channel for an end of the year stream, and they crushed it. If you have any questions about the value of comics on Veve and how to rank them and all that, these guys absolutely, like Sean and Spencer, crushed it. They went through all of the knowledge on my channel, and it was so valuable. Like, people loved that stream, and I'm really happy because I don't touch enough on comics and their value, and I think they're still undervalued and very much slept on compared to collectibles. But they did list this as a hodl because it is a valuable comic. And when you look at the value of this comic, what it's worth, you can see there are several of around $2,200, $2,200, over $1,000, $1,599 for 9.4, 9.6 sell for $2,200. I think a 9.8 was listed a while back for around like $3,500. And so it sells pretty well, and it's well known as, again, being the first appearance of Bullseye. So this is a pretty cool comic to hold for comic collectors. So it should do pretty well on the Veve app, especially since it's 30,000 editions versus the normal 60,000 that we tend to see. It's not a 10,000 or a 1,000, but it is still very cool to see. And when you look at first appearance and origin of Bullseye in November this year, or last, I guess I have to get used to saying last year now with 2021, a report is circulating that creators behind the Hit Monkey show were prevented from using Bullseye, leading news outlets to believe Marvel Studios has plans for the character, which is true. Bullseye actually appears in the Hit Monkey comics as a villain and fought Hit Monkey, but in the show, Marvel actually stopped Bullseye from being put into the show. So the creators of Hit Monkey said, yes, Bullseye. Bullseye was in the original issues of Hit Monkey, and that was, what was that? That was who we originally thought we would use, but for various reasons, we couldn't. But Marvel offered us Lady Bullseye, which Lady Bullseye was actually a really cool character in the show. If you haven't watched the Hit Monkey show, it's hilarious. Instead, and we thought, wow, that's so much more interesting since she's a character we haven't seen much of yet. We were thrilled that we got that pivot. Now, that means that Marvel wanted to hold on to the Bullseye character. And so it's really interesting that they would choose to do so. And why would they hold on to Bullseye without letting Hit Monkey use it? And just real quick, I'll get into that. But we've got 19 minutes until the drop. Make sure, everyone, you're on your phones. You have it pulled up. You have your low battery off because it will kick you, or it'll turn your screen black. So I always have my timeout or whatever turns the screen black turned off. So I'm good to go. And we've got 19 minutes to drop. But again, so why would Marvel withhold Bullseye? I'll take some of these questions to get into it, everyone, but I appreciate you guys in the chat. So when we look at how Bullseye can return to the MCU, in early January this year, multiple reports, they said he was going to pop up in there, but it's most likely, and this one has me stoked, is the Dark Avengers. Now, if you're not familiar with the Dark Avengers, it's an amazing twist on our favorite Avengers characters. In the aftermath of the Secret Invasion storyline, Norman Osborn uses the chaos to replace Tony Stark as the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and recruits supervillains to become the new Avengers. While maintaining the masquerade of being a hero and protecting the city, Osborn forms the Cabal, a secret association of supervillains to ensure his dominance over the world. To replace the former Avengers, he recruits Daken, who's Wolverine, Venom for Scorpion, Moonstone for Captain Marvel, Bullseye for Hawkeye. So Bullseye could be the new age Hawkeye, and I think that'd be awesome to see the Dark Avengers come. And himself as Iron Patriot, who is the spin on a evil version of Tony Stark's Iron Man. I don't know how I was blanking on that. He also becomes allies with Doctor Doom, who we've seen in Marvel Mighties, Emma Frost, Namor, Loki, who we've seen Loki Gator, and the Hood in the Dark Reign storyline. So this sticks out because maybe that's what they're building up to, is the Dark Avengers joining the MCU world. And we actually look at some of the MCU lore. What would a Dark Avengers movie be like? And it touches on the fact that we saw Contessa Valentina. It's related to Contessa Valentina, who we saw is at the end of, I believe it was Black Widow. And so we've seen several characters who are most likely going to be related to the Dark Avengers movie. And it does say the Dark Avengers movie could come later in 2022 or in 2023. And we can see that we have Contessa Valentina confirmed, Yelena Belova, of course, confirmed from the whatchamacallit show. I don't know how I'm blanking on the name. What's her name? The Scarlet Witch. But I think it was her actual name, wasn't it? John Walker, who actually is confirmed. Agatha Harkness. General Ross's Red Hulk would be really cool. Red Hulk would be legit. Jane Foster, Thor, Eddie Brock as Venom, and it talks about the release date. So we'll continue into that side, but before, I'm actually going to get into some of the OMI updates and Veve updates, some Dr. Profit. I thought this was really cool to read, but let's see what you guys are saying in the chat, and then we'll get back to it. Price prediction on today's drop. Oh, buddy. Let's see. I mean, I was really off on the Black Spider-Man Spider-Man number 252, whatever it was, because it didn't have enough significance on the comic, but I undervalued how rare it was. So with this comic drop, I would say it's probably going to hit around, it'll probably be around the average, right? Like it'll probably list somewhere around like 100 to 200. I hope it's more around 300, and then it'll kind of go up and go down. And when I say a couple hundred, I mean probably like the ultra rare. On the common, it'll probably list somewhere around like 4, and then it'll move down, and then it could move up later. This one I would probably not FOMO into. This is not a drop to FOMO into at the market list time. I'm going to go for it. We're going to nail it on this drop, of course. But we want to also, I'm going to scoop up a common no matter what in the secondary because I collect one of every comic. Secret rare, I don't know. I don't really even have a price prediction on that. I think phase 3 will be done by the end of this month or the very first week of February. But we don't have it to be concluded to see exchanges. Apple outperformed Bitcoin and was much more stable. I agree. Apple is a great hold, and that's why I hold it. And CRISPR, I agree. I've held CRISPR for a long time. It is way down. I love genomes, and I believe it is going to be something that we will see much, much more of in 2022. I also have Edit, by the way. Hey, Taps, do you think Todd price will go down again? Ooh, Todds have been crazy. I mean, absolutely on a tear. Everything has been. Actually, let's just look at the top gainers, top losers, top gainers. I mean, HQ shot up $1,150 in the past 24 hours. Starfire is up $500. It's still one I don't hold. I should have bought it. HQ Gilliam is up $135. Ben Riley Spider-Man, $1,600 in the past 24 hours. Little Friends Gorilla has been on a tear. It was around like $400 maybe 4 days ago, maybe 5 days ago. And that is the ultra rare. Eduardo Riso still around $14,000. That is the biggest vertical leap. When you look at Riso, holy moly, look at that jump from $4,750 on December 21st all the way to $14,000 literally, 2 weeks later? Absolutely, not even 2 weeks later. Crazy. The Penguin is up $231 today. Jim Lee Nightwing is up $440 in the past 24 hours. Carmine Infantino Robin, $500 past 24 hours. Insane prices happening to all of our collectibles, to all of like the blue chips, the early season ones. Captain America Ultimate Secret Rare up $620. This one's been shooting up like crazy too because it's an animated one, right? Went from $1,700 up to double the price. I mean, if you're holding Veve Collectibles, you are making money, money, money. All right, so we've got some more content to get to, and then we'll be ready for this drop in 13 minutes. And so real quick, if you guys have not seen this, post on Twitter from Dr. Profit, Holy crap. It is a great one. And Dr. Profit is a Veve and OMI whale. If you've not seen some of his, he did a post a while back where it showed him like purchase, I can't remember how much OMI it was. I want to say it was like 250 grand or something like that. Like just maybe it was more, but he bought a ton of OMI, just kind of like boom, ready to go. It was like at the current prices around like 0.0055. And yeah, but he did some predictions for 2022. He says listing on 3 major exchanges, references top 15 spot exchanges on CMC. So I've always said that I do believe it'll be KuCoin, Binance that we will see kind of kick things off. We could see Coinbase earlier this year. So I think that's very well said. OMI price will hit 5 cents in 2022. As long as the financial economy doesn't collapse, I agree. And I do believe that we could see higher than that potentially, depending on what exchanges, depending on OMI utility. We just need some actual catalyst to happen with OMI for the price to move, which are coming up. We will see exponential growth to 20 million users. Veve will be #1 NFT app by number of users. And some people could look at this and say, well, we're at 1.5 million active monthly users today. That's, what, like a 13 or 14x. Is that realistic? Yes. And I'm actually going to be doing a video on this probably later this week on why it's realistic and what is going to cause that. And so I when I saw this, is like, that was exactly what I was thinking on total number of users that we could see in 2020 by the end of 2022, just to let you know. And we will have the weighting system, drop system in place. So, I think we'll start to see higher addition sizes as well, because that's why season ones are getting scooped up, because they're so low compared to what we will see. User growth will result into 3 to 5x higher floors, which we're already starting to see. For the grails and blue chips, resale will outperform most blue chips as scarcity kicks in even more. I think this is also part of the reason why it's shot up in value. More big and unexpected names will drop on Veve and will receive even more respect, which, yep, I think we still yet to see Pokemon. We still yet to see many, many more licensors, including Capcom, gaming, verticals, sports. More car companies, music. There are larger influences of celebrities. So there is so much still to see from this side. Veve will start an unexpected vertical product. I'm not able to guess it myself. I think we could see coins. I think we could see trading cards, something like that. So I agree there. MCP and OMI utility will be considered a great success. Some more fine tuning will need to be done. When it comes to OMI utility, we're already seeing it. That's actually how I got this hat, and I'll get into exactly what I mean after this. Veveverse will launch within 6 months. Agreed. This is the big piece, and I believe Daniel Lee covered this in a video, and I thought it was really incredible. I will own more than 50% of one collectible and will burn half of these. To put it out there, he is, again, a Veve whale. And so for him to say he will own more than 50% of one collectible and will burn half, that is a move. So I've tried to speculate and actually research and see what could he burn. It would have to be low enough addition and inexpensive enough to make it worthwhile. So I have some theories. I'm not willing to talk about it yet, but there are 3 main collectibles that I think, and it comes down to a rarity. And I'm split between a comic versus a collectible, but I think it's actually going to be a collectible. And I have some ideas. So if Dr. Profit does this, that's how you create instant value, and you'll watch those prices of that collectible shoot up. So this is the kind of chaos I look into seeing with some of the or not even manipulation, but just Veve whales doing what they can do, right? And we'll launch a project serving the Veve community using OMI as utility token. Okay, I admit it's not a prediction. So I think if he's saying he's going to launch a project which using OMI as utility, this is what you want to see. And we're already starting to see this from users. We got 9 minutes into the drop, and I'll take some questions before then, but make sure your app is ready and good to go. We are going to nail this drop. Oh, looks like it froze on my screen. I don't know why it's been doing that. Got my app going. We're good to go. All right. So what I was saying is we're already seeing people take it into their own hands to do OMI utility for their own companies. That's how much passion our community has. is when people are already choosing to use OMI and gems and other things as a utility to the companies they're creating. And I'm wearing this hat because I got it from Veveholic, who is doing just that. And so if you haven't seen Veveholic's website, they're an active member in the Veve community. They created a kind of merch shop just like Cavell and others have. And they've been around for quite some time, but they are doing many things that are very, very cool. And what stands out to me, and I'm going to go through their site, is that you have the ability to actually pay with OMI, with USDT, or Veve in-app gems. You can also use like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, which is really cool. But this is what's so powerful out of our community is like people have retail stores, people have other things, and they can choose to give OMI utility before it's granted from the company itself. That's crazy. So you can actually buy merch like this hat, this Veve hat that I'm wearing, with OMI, with gems. That is so cool. And basically what you do is you send it to the wallet address, and there's a whole instructions. It's not very hard to do. It was, I think I paid with OMI versus the gems, and it was really, really easy to figure out and send. So this is what I like to see because it is really, really, and it was not $56 for that. This is for a hoodie I looked up, but their site's really, really cool. So they do OMI giveaways every, I think 50 mystery box they sell. On the site, they have like mugs and a bunch of like shirts and different merch. You could even like upload your photo, and it does like this kind of Simpson Veve play on things, which is really, really cool. They have these different mystery boxes. So there's amateur for $30, Veveholic for $60, legendary for $100, Veve Ecomi t-shirt, hoodie, or hat, Veve Ecomi coffee mug, Veve in-app gems, Veve Collectibles. Like this site, this person, this is actually giving utility before there's utility to Veve and OMI ahead of time. And this is like what I love to see. And this is Oda who runs it. Really, really cool to see. And they are authentic and verified by Veve, which again, that's how you know they're doing something right. And going into some of the merch, I mean, I bought the hat, but I really want this hoodie. I think it's really cool to see. So again, they have like golden moments where it's their own kind of spin on things where you can kind of Simpsonize your family. And like, there's like little added Veve things in here. I like the signs once. Stop fake FUDs. OMI is my homie. We want more burn. David U's the best. Like really cool to see like people doing these things and allowing you to spend gems or OMI in their own companies. So if you haven't yet, check out Veveholic. They have a Twitter, and it's just veveholic.com. And no, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just think it's really cool to see people create their own companies and actively spend gems or have a utility with OMI and gems in their company. So, all right, fam, we've got how much longer? We've got less than 5 minutes. We're going to nail this drop. Let's get to some of the questions. What's up, Daniel Lee? Daniel Lee in the house. Let's get it. All right. Nice chase. They will pump, especially when the movie comes out. I got a penguin for $486. Nice. I think I got my penguin for around like $250 back when it was down, and I've held on to it. Good morning, Taps, and good luck in today's drop. We've got this, fam. What's your thoughts on Steamboat Willie? I picked up the uncommon, the set while the prices had come down. I think it'll pump again. I think a buy on the ultra rare, anything below 4K is a pretty solid buy in my opinion, not financial advice. US Mint, not sure that means, Daniel Lee. When Chinese and other foreign languages are active, we're adding. Yep, you're already guessing what my video's around, but that's one of them. Gamification is key. Yep. Coins, oh my God, never thought of that. Love stamps. Stamps are awesome. Yep. Coins are the most, I think they're the most collected item. So yeah, we could see like rare mints of coins come, different types of foreign coins, as well as maybe even like, what happens if they created a partnership with the Smithsonian, right? If we actually saw like artifacts or rare like currency from, way, way back when, or if we saw, certain pieces like a King Tut sarcophagus authenticated by Smithsonian or something like that, little things like that could always come up because even like antique furniture and artifacts and just memorabilia, like Civil War memorabilia is also highly collected. So we could always see things like that as well. Loki Gator, is that your guess for what Dr. Profit's going to burn? He's going after the Loki Gators, everybody. I wondered too. Those are really, really cheap. Is he going after the commons or the secret rares? Buy Gators now, cut him off at the pass. Burn Penguin, please. Haha. Good luck on the drop, Omi the Clown. All right, we've got 3 minutes. Cthulhu. You're gonna drop some first comic. Make sure you're align gating and you have everything kind of going on to make sure that you can get it. Where's David, you vampire cup? Oh, I love it. I'm still tripping. Task believes Veve can hit 20 million users in 2020. I'll get into a video on why I think that, Dan. It's coming, I think, later this week, probably Friday. Smithsonian Air and Space Museum stuff would be awesome. Agreed. All right, so my app froze. Let me see if I can reboot it and get this drop going. We've got 1 minute and 33 seconds, peeps. Let's get this drop. Da-da-da. Mirror. Yep. Boom. All right, we've got less than a minute. Let me get this pulled up. There we go. All right, we have got oof, 30 seconds. I don't know what's going on with my mirroring, but for some reason it's been freezing when I'm doing these drops. So let's get it, fam. We've got 25 seconds. Again, remember you have a line gate pulled up. Let's get this drop. Got everything going. Let's do this. So 15 seconds. I'm standing up for this one. And doing it off screen. 9 seconds. Let's get it. And don't forget, we'll be going for the rebounds afterwards. David, you! Nope. Big miss. Usually I have my other device too, but for some reason it kicked me out. I didn't have time to log in. So I actually missed it, which I don't usually miss comics. So this is actually a good one to hold, but we're going to be going for the rebound. And if you don't know how to get rebounds, I would recommend you stay on here because at the 4 minute mark, that's when we go for them. So let's get this, fam. Now, if you have a buy now button still available, do not exit that screen. What do I mean? I mean, as you can see, I missed the drop, but I still have a buy now button pulled up. So what we're going to be doing is staying on that screen, and at the 4 minute mark, which I do have again pulled up right here, we will be going for this drop or the rebound again. So let's see who got W. Let's see who got an L. I see a lot of L's. Oh man, I love seeing W's though. I bought 2 Catwomen and 3 Joker yesterday. Nice. These FAs will blow. Agreed. People are now realizing that the Batman seasons or series 1, 2, 3, like in the season 1 are long holds, and they are holding and going up in value like crazy. Align gate still works. Yep. We've been using it the whole time. Missed it today, but we're going to get this rebound at 4 minutes. So we got 2.5 minutes to the rebound. Let's see. Omi the Clown got an L. Maurizo, L. XXY, L. Daniel Lee, L. Baldo, L. All right, we got a W. Ty Young with a W. Nice. I'm starting to see more W's. Henry with an L. No. Eric with an L. Harry Cook with an L. All Long with an L. All right. Lee Sin, we got a W. Uncle Bob, W. Nice, guys. Doge Nation with a W. Got it. Number 9,570. David, you. Nice job, Tyler. Love to see it. Roan with an L. Rootless Girl with an L. Ah. James Eubank with a W. Nice. Got one from Sean. Riley Smith with an L. Shaq. Welcome, Shaq. Nice job on the W, man. Sir Michael with an L. Brent Blackwood with a W. L from Real Radster. Sorry to hear that, Real Radster. W, David, nice. L, W from John, W from Gustavo, L from All Chat Gaming, W from Lewis, L from Chase, and a big L from Pokey Dokie. All right, so I've seen more L's than W's, so that means that this comic has done pretty well in terms of today's drop. People actively wanted this one. I think it is a good one to go for. What time? When do you find out what rarity? So if you do get it, and we've got less than a minute, as you can see, until the rebound time. We're going to be going for this, guys, at the 4-minute mark. So at the, whatchamacallit, you asked for when you find out the rarity. So if you nail the drop, it'll show you when you have the green truck what your rarity is and what edition number it is. So, and if you missed it, basically once you receive it is when you'll see it. And you could receive it anywhere between 15 minutes to sometimes up to over an hour. I've had some drops that I've nailed, and it took me like an hour and a half before I got it. I don't know why it works out that way. I hate it because when I have gotten something rare, I end up not getting it in time by the time it's like time to list it and have FOMO people come into it and buy it for expensive. All right, 6 seconds. Make sure you hit buy now at the 4-minute mark. Nope. Missed the rebound. Dang it. Anyone get a rebound? I'm going to try again at the 8-minute mark and see how I do. I feel like OMI the Clown, you're really good at rebounds. Did you just keep are you hitting it at the 4-minute mark, or are you hitting it at the transition of the 4-minute mark? Very curious, because I've seen you on this chat hit the rebound multiple times. Nice. You got your first cop. Well done. Yeah. So when you nail it, you can just chill and see what you're going to get, because these drops every single week sell out now, like in less than a second. It doesn't matter what it is. So you can take your time to see what you got with that green truck screen, and then you can try for the rebound. L's on the rebounds. No rebound, not at all. I mean, I'm on the buy now screen, so I don't have the ability to see. Nope, L on rebound, L again, L on rebound. Oh, wow. Got a reservation, then I just got booted. No, sorry to hear that. That sucks. L again, another. I hit at 59 because I have a 1 second out of sync. Kind of helps in a way. Smart. And I do agree, like this is slightly out of sync. So I usually do it in the transition of the 59 to 6 to the minute mark as well. I'm going to be going for the 8-minute as well. So we've got another 2.5 minutes until that time. I think the number was around 10,000, but no idea about rarity. I mean, hey, it's a win, man. That's the thing, is these are digital lottery tickets. If you get a secret rare, if you get an ultra rare, you made incredible ROI for $7. What? There's not a stock. There, like, crypto's even like a risky play, but there's not anything I can think of where you get multiple chances a week to turn whatever your initial investment is into immediate ROI. You could sell if you nailed every drop every single time, you could immediately sell at the market open for almost every drop to immediate ROI. Like, I don't know of anything else that you can do that every single week consistently. And that's the comics, right? Like, they usually open around, 14, 20, sometimes up to $40, $50, which this one probably will open around 40 bucks. And that's an immediate 5X. Like, well, after what Marvel takes a little bit less, but still, like, that's instant ROI, right? But there's also so much built up around these that people continue to hold them and build value around them. So, I mean, Veve collectibles and comics I've never seen anything this fun to collect that is also as lucrative. It is insane. So really, really cool to see. And yep, we've got 1 minute left until the rebound. And then we're going to take a look at OMI the Clown's my favorite site to use, which is, of course, Ecomi Wiki, and what some of the prices are doing. Maybe there's some snags that we could do today. Let's see. What percentage do you think are getting from bots? I mean, if there's 30,000, then I would say maybe about, let's see, maybe 2%, or would that be like 60 of the comics? Because they have been ridiculous on really cracking down on them and spending a lot of money to do so. Yeah, I put 100% to see if I can get anything big. Nice. For $100. All right, we've got 16 seconds to the rebound. Let's go for it. Bots don't have an advantage on your internet latency or whatever. They're bigged up way more than they should. I agree. All right, let's get this. Missed again. I don't even know if there's a rebound at the 8-minute, but I did not get it. Let me know if you got the second rebound. If you did, congrats. That's amazing. Not 8-minute, 1 second. I usually do it in the transition between the 7:59 to the 8-minute mark. It depends on your clock, at least when I'm looking at this, and it should be like dead on the 8-minute mark, depending on what clock you're using. Yeah. Do you think that the Marvel Holiday Groot common will increase in price like ever? You may not like this answer, but the only way it could is if people burn the crap out of it in the future, because the holidays don't really seem to have a lot of want with these collectibles. And the ultra rare, the rare, whatever it was that moves. Yeah. I mean, it's animated. It's Groot dancing. I mean, that makes sense to me, but not so much on the common and uncommon, in my opinion. All right. So before we go, as we can see, Ecomi Wiki, this is my favorite site to use, and we've seen a lot of the top gainers, but let's take a look at the top losers. Let's see if there's anything good to scoop up today. Gary Frank Batman is down $70. We've seen what the season ones have done, but it has shot up a ton. So it was at 124. So in my opinion, probably not a buy at that price. Lady Rainicorn, it did shoot back up to $800, which I'm happy to see. I think it's still undervalued, as it's still season one and an ultra rare in a low mint of 1750. I would say the same thing about Marceline. Robin down. Robin's over $100. I have a couple Robins I need to sell. It's only down $8, so I might sell one of my Robins because it has not seen this price since, I'd say, summer. Jaylee Batman down $8. Nope, not good enough for me to buy. Cook Batman, Makari's down, Sam Wilson's down. Neon Labbit, still not low enough to ape in. I think people are going to forget the fact that you can actually breed them in 2022, the end of 2022. So when I'm looking at things to buy, I look at the top losers and I get rid of everything and see it kind of, all right, so for the visible Labbit, the Neon Labbit, if I wanted to get a second one, I would just go ahead and look at what is the common low if I wanted to be safe about it, or I would look at what's the low. Like when we're in a gem squeeze, how low can this thing drop? It looks like right around $320, around $300 potentially. Or if I want to be safe, I could spend around $350 or so as what the average common low is. And so I use Ecomi Wiki's collectible losers tab to see when I want to scoop things up that are on a low. This has been effective for me in actually finding some really sweet deals. And then when I want to sell things at a high, I use the top gainers. So yeah, I mean, this has been a really effective tool just for me across the board. I knew I should have bought the Ben Riley. I knew I should have bought it. I've been eyeing it for so long, and I've watched it consistently go down. It was around $2,500, $2,400 on December 21st. And I was like, that seems like a pretty big steal. It is such a low edition size. Ben Riley ultra rare, 616 editions. Oh man, up to 5,300. That's more than double. Crazy. All right, guys. Did anyone get the rebounds? Let's see. Yep, way too much supply in group. Completely agree. You got, oh nice. Lori got one at the 8-minute rebound. Congrats. Number 629. Nice mint. 3M gang, let's go. The commons, I think, will hit the market around $40, maybe $50, but we'll see. And they could FOMO up to $100, but I don't know. I don't think enough people understand the significance of Bullseye, but we'll see what happens. I didn't get a rebound, but several did. Let's see. OMI price prediction. Not enough data yet to really get into it. We're going to see what happens with exchanges, which I'm expecting 1 or 2 exchanges to be announced end of the month. We could see maybe the beginning of February, but again, we've got a lot of stuff happening this month, And there's a big emphasis on OMI all this month and with what's happening with the Mutable X. So phase 3 should be concluding this month, but we'll see what happens. Boom. W at the 8-minute. Congrats. Sean, there's a whole piece on tax implications that Daniel Lee and I think Giddy did like a Twitter Spaces on. It's pretty gray area right now. So not really sure how to touch on it because I'm not a tax advisor. I would ask your tax advisor. Add gems 2 times. TapsTrades. I have an Android and it's 1 sec behind my brother's iPhone. Any advice? I hop in and out of the app about 3 times. I would see if that helps. And also maybe restart before the drop time. Not like immediately before the drop time, but like well before. Sold Mickey's hat, sub 1,000 for a 626. Amazing Spider-Man number 2. Wow. Any thoughts about that? I think it's 1,000 limited edition. I mean, I think the Sorcerer hats long term will do well, but they're kind of stagnant right now. And so that might be the move, especially as edition size is so low. Last drop I got was first comic drop. Wow. Can you check on Voltron for me, please? The common, yep. Voltrons haven't done really well, and I don't think the commons will do really well at all because they're such high editions as well. Let's look at Voltron. I have the set. I bought it when it was on sale, but I think it's still very much on sale. Rare is $88. Common is $54. Uncommon is $56. Let's see, $188. Battle mode, $215. Man, you can complete this entire set for $400 if you don't have it. But let's look at the commons are holding up much better than the uncommons. I mean, what happened? Let's go. Voltron. Let's look at the comments. So let's see. I mean, they're cheaper than what they were, but not by much. I mean, they were at a high when they dropped and haven't really performed. So are they a buy? I mean, potentially, but I wouldn't. There's much better buys than going with a common or a battle mode ultra rare. I don't know what's happening with the site, but yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. That was my first rebound. Nice. Well done. I think the future of Labbits will be breedable. Completely agree. Later, you can remove all Christmas accessories on Deadpool and Groot, which I think you'll be able. But here's my question is whenever Veve says something's coming later with no context behind it, when is later, right? We've seen tons of timelines push back, and that's not knocking them in any grand thing, but them saying later you'll be able to remove when we get the Veveverse, like when, right? So that's why it's like I'm not putting any value into them more than they need to until we have some context around when we can do so. But good point. What's good? Paint Life. Happy to see you here, man. I almost pulled the trigger on Ben Riley. Oh, man. I know it's shot up. Win at 8-minute. Man, you guys are crushing these rebounds. Well done. Veve the moon. Only the moon. I use Paint Laugh. I use the massager to cop the drop. The gun, the brrr. Oh, man, careful. If like what the bot capture does, it looks at your tap rate too. So if your tap rate is higher than what is humanly possible from like a massage gun or like things like that, they'll flag your account. So if you're serious, do not do that. I think people are still sleeping on the steamboats, but I mean, they've held value. The ROI on them have been solid. They've been going up. US stamps are sleepers. Agree. What would you buy with 1K gems and new to the app? Ooh. 1K gems. I believe in quality over quantity. So it depends on what your goal is, right? If you're looking to get as many points as possible and become a master collector, then quantity is at least completing sets is the goal. And I would do that. If you care about flipping or making as much money out of the app as possible, then I would say quality is better than quantity. If it were me, not financial advice, I would probably grab. I would use Ecomi Wiki. That's what I would use, and I would probably look at some of the season 1 stuff. Looking at some of the Batmans that have been slept on, I would maybe look at like Harley Quinn FA or Joker FA. I would also maybe look at like a Steamboat Willie, a common. But just my 2 cents. There's a lot of options. All right, guys. Let's see. See a few more. I'll get to a few more in here, but let's see. Yes, I do believe this comic is worth a hodl. OMI Clown says, turns out there's 500 people on the wiki site right now. Oh, wow. People are crushing it. Is that why it's lagging out for me? Man, I'm showing Ecomi Wiki too much. My bad. But yeah, you crushed it with that site, man. You're a legend. 1K gems, I would say Iron Man or Homer and or Bart. I'd say Homer's down pretty well, as agreed. So yeah, you can't really go wrong with the golden moments. I'd buy a Joker. What's up, Roman? Hulk comic drop tomorrow. No, it's actually Thursday, I believe. Get stamps with 1K. All right, so we're at time, guys. So thank you all for hopping in here. We saw several W's from the rebounds. We saw several W's on the drop. I got an L, but I will be in the secondary scooping up a common just to complete as many of these as possible. Again, thanks for joining in the drop. I love doing these drop with you guys. Hit that like button. And if you have any questions on what I showed today, just go back and watch. I went through the significance of this drop. I went through Veveholic site where I got this dope hat where you can spend OMI or gems in the app to actually buy merch and things like that. Great to see people putting utility into their own businesses. I went through Dr. Profit's predictions, which I think he absolutely nailed several of the predictions, and love going through some of this content that I actually will be touching on one of them specifically later this week. But thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you in the secondary. Cheers.